and insanity will always reign supreme. We are the Dimension. Hey guys, welcome back again. Dave's Dimension. Welcome back again for another video. Welcome back to the channel where chaos and insanity will reign supreme. Now, we're doing an unbox. Actually, this is more like a take two of an unbox. Been having some audio issues with some of my recordings. You've seen some of the videos recently. You've heard some echoes. You've heard some distortions. I greatly apologize. I've been having a ton of issues actually with my my snowball, with my microphone. Obviously I've been having repeat issues. I might be looking for a new USB mic. For right now, I think it's working. I've done some tests. I completely uninstalled OBS. I reinstalled it. I went through all my settings with a fine-tooth comb. Hopefully it's working better this time around, guys. Can't apologize enough. Now, what we've been doing lately is the Marvel Legends What If collection. Now, actually, this is the third recording for this video. So hopefully this one works. What we're doing this time around is the What If T'Challa Star-Lord edition. Now, what am I talking about? If you're not familiar with What If is just that. What if? What if this happened instead of that? What if we had this instead of that? In this case, what if Yondu came to Earth and instead of kidnapping Peter Quill, he kidnapped T'Challa? And T'Challa grew up to be Star-Lord. That's basically the whole concept right here. So we have the T'Challa figure right here. I think it's a pretty good sculpt. Now, this is not based on the MCU T'Challa, but the animated MCU version of T'Challa if he became Star-Lord. Obviously, we still have the Black Panther purple scheme going on here. Very dapper, very, very cool, if I do say so myself. So we're going to take a nice little look here, guys. So, here we are. We have T'Challa. Now, to me, he feels very lacking. That's my personal opinion about this. Basically, what we have here, he's got some very cool blasters. We're going to take a look at them. Here we go. We got a nice little look right here. Let's see if the camera will focus. There we go. Very cool looking. We got the gold trim right. We got the gold brass pieces right there. We got the purple trim. Very metallic looking purple. Looks very cool, right? It is a very cool detail that they did here. We got two of those, but there's no holsters on him. There's no peg slots. There's nothing where we can just kind of like put them right there. They don't even connect onto his boots in any shape or form. There's no weapon storage on here, which is a little bit of a gripe. And if you look at it, he's just wearing just gray from head to toe, and then we got the boots down here. Personally, it feels a bit lacking to me. It's a pretty good animated sculpt right there. They did make his hair look a little Brillo-esque, and that's been a major gripe about the helmeted version, because they do give us an alternate. They do give us an alternate head, which is obviously. So if we can get that to focus a little bit better, they make his head kind of sponge out through the top, which was a little, I don't know, off-putting. We got the purple lenses right there to accent that he is obviously T'Challa. It's a pretty good sculpt, I would say. Aside from the hair issue, it's a very good likeness right there. I would have liked a little bit more metal finish on it, but all in all, it's pretty good. You can put this on. We can pop his head right off and pop on Star-Lord's helmet. It looks pretty cool, but the thing that's still lacking is we don't get the little side boosters, the little side rockets like Peter Quill Star-Lord had. We do get these blasters, so at least we got that. But another gripe is, let me see if I can get the hand to focus in a little bit there. The hands look a little bit more aged or veiny. They don't look that great to me. It is cool that, there's almost skeletal-like like deformed and aged. I mean, I get it. I do like how they did have a separation of the finger and the rest of the hand so that we can actually get him holding his blasters with the trigger. There we go. Goes on right there. So we can get those dual blaster hands going on. I mean, that is pretty cool right there. It's just that the sculpt on both hands, if you look really close, it looks a little deformed. It looks a little misshapen. I mean, does he look great with the helmet? Sure he does, but because of this sponge-like muffin top that they did with his hair, it's not looking that great. I mean, he kind of looks better just as T'Challa, you know? I mean, there's an argument that can be made about the head, and it just looks, I don't know, it looks like he's got a box cut instead, you know, from the 80s and 90s. His ankles are a little loose, I will say that. They are a little bit loose. But, I mean, all in all, it's a pretty decent, I mean, for a cartoon sculpt of him. There is one other thing I do have to gripe about. There's a massive cavity on his head. There's a cavity there, a little bit on the left side, a little bit. We can kind of, but I mean, this, like the back of his head, man. I mean, there is a massive cavity there. They could have done a little bit better with that. I mean, they could have done something to kind of fill in the back of the head, but they didn't, for whatever reason. So that's another reason why, I mean, you can make an argument that the helmet is going to look better, but we still have cavity there. Maybe not as noticeable, but we still have a cavity. I mean, at least that is a little bit more understanding because, well, that's the helmet. Obviously, yeah, you know, maybe he'll have a little bit of a gap there for comfort. I don't know. But oh no, I mean, this is a pretty good figure. I just wish it would have had a little bit more to it. I mean, we got these little fins on the bottom here. I got to rewatch the episode to see if they served any purpose other than ornamentation. But it's a pretty good figure. I mean, he definitely complements the rest of the What If wave. I mean, his What If wave member, Nebula, she was featured in there, and, you know, it was almost alluded that, you know, maybe a little something going on between her and Star-Lord T'Challa. I mean, come on, it's Nebula with no cybernetics and long blonde hair. Yowza. But they go great together. I mean, definitely take, you know, whichever head you prefer. I mean, I think they did a great cartoon sculpt of Chadwick Boseman. And I mean, honestly, I'm probably going to keep the Chadwick head on instead of the helmet head because it's Chadwick Boseman. I mean, he was a great actor. He's definitely sorely missed in the role of Black Panther, and it's great that the What If series actually got him to voice himself. So that was pretty cool. The character, I mean, or should I say the figure, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do I feel about this? Well, I gotta say he's about an 8.5. I mean, yes, he got his blasters. It's between the gap in the back of the head, that cavity, and also, you know, the pushing, you know, this smushing of his hair. They could have done a little bit better. I get that it's, you know, he appears in all of one episode or so. That's it. For a figure that's based off of that, I don't think it's bad. I just wish we could have had something where we, you know, could have been little pegs on the side where we can put the blasters. You know, they could have done that. There's a little bit more that they could have done, but I mean, the color, the design of his outfit looks pretty good for the most part. It's just the execution could have been a little bit better. Now, if you've seen my video about Nebula, I have a similar gripe about it, but, you know, that's the thing. Marvel Legends lately, it's been a few hit and miss on some of the Build-A-Figure action figures. I mean, last year we had the Falcon Winter Soldier build a figure, which was build his wings. And that's a sore subject with me, so you don't want to get me started on that one. There's been a few I mean, they've been hit or miss. You know, make your own judgments on it. That's all I'm going to say about that. I mean, I still love this wave. I mean, between Zombie Cap, which is still my figure of the year so far, or of 2021, it was a figure of the year for me. I mean, the zombie, the sculpt and execution they did on him was tremendous. You can't go wrong with it. Chadwick, I mean, there are some figures that were a lot worse. I just think that with Star-Lord, they could have done a little bit better. You know, a few more accessories, but, you know, it is what it is. That's just my personal opinion, guys. Is he still worth getting? Yes. If you're into the What If series, get him. Definitely. Second, it's T'Challa. It's Black Panther as Star-Lord. I mean, that in itself is pretty damn cool onto itself. It's just that they could have done a little bit better, guys. You know, it's an 8.5. It could have been a 9 or 9.5, just by not having that big cavity and maybe having an accessory or at least a peg or something where we could put those blasters on his side. You know, something like that could have gone a long way, at least in my opinion. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a fan. I'm just a collector. So there we are, guys. Just a very quick video. Hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. If you got comments, questions, or concerns, you guys can hit me up at the bottom right there. You see my Twitter at Dimension Daves, or you can also hit me up at Instagram at Daves_Dimension. And you can always email me at davesdimension78@gmail.com. And if you really like this video and you want to support the channel, there's also the Cash App at the bottom of the screen. So you guys can always hit me up and show appreciation that way. Again, if you like this video, give me that thumbs up. If you want to see more content and you want to stay up to date on the Dimension, you can hit that red button below and that bell for notifications. So until next time, guys, this is Dave from Dave's Dimension saying keep on busting. And you know what? I will always catch you on the flip side.